All right, good evening all. Good evening all. You're welcome to the tutorials with From Eternity, the schoolboy. Today, we're going to take a look at English language, a review of our last assignment. As you can see on the board, the question says, fill the gaps in the sentences below with the appropriate words or phrases. Number 1 says, remember, this matter is strictly dash. A, between you and I. B, among you and I. C, among you and me. D, between you and me. Geraldine, what's the answer? A is what? Between you and I. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Izu? Yes. Chibuzo, do you agree with that? Yes. Kansi, do you agree with that? Yes. Do you agree with that? Yes. That the answer is between you and I. Okay. Now, I want to tell you here, right here in this class, that is wrong. Is a grammatical blunder. You and I will live as one. You and I. You and I will live as one. That you and I here, and this you and I are not the same thing. Now let me explain. We'll still do this as a topic, but I want to use this to, conscientize you, I want to use this as appetizers to alert your mind, to waken your mind to what English language is. Now, you know subjects, you know object, right? Good. You and I, when they appear as a subject, you can maintain this. But here now, this appear as what? As what? If you replace this you and I here, if you replace you and I here with a plural pronoun, can someone tell me the plural pronouns that you can easily use to replace you and I? Between we and us. We and us, which of them do you think you can use to replace you and I? That can suit this place perfectly. Is it us? Is it us? Is it us? Is it us? Now let me come again. Us and we, which of them act as subject and which of them act as object? We is what? Subject. Us is what? Object. This is what? Object. This is what? We is what? Subject. So that means you can break down let's break down this. We here, when you're talking about two people, it can be what? You and what? I. Is you can be a subject, it can be an object. True of us, hope you know. I will beat you. You there is what? Object. Am I completing? Depending. You are a good girl. You here becomes a what? Now, I can only be a what? A subject. I can never be an object. I can never be an object. Now, so can we use we to replace, to put, can we put we there? Remember, this matter is secret between we. Is it correct? It can only be what? Us. Good. And us is what? Is what? Is what? Object, right? Can you say us is coming? Us are coming. We are coming, right? Good. Now, how then in your widest imagination did you arrive at the conclusion that this issue is between you and I? Now, if you have you, I said that you can be what? Both object and what? Subject. Now, what can we use as object for I here? What? Me. Me can serve as us because you can be object, me is object, you is object in this case, even though it can be subject, but me can never be what? Subject. So you and me is what? Is can replace what? Can be replaced by what? Us. So from this our little discussion now, what is the correct answer there? Between you and what? What? Yeah, I know it's what you said. Use what? Says who? Says who? You say what? Why? That is wrong. I can never be an object. Hello? He beat I. He slapped I. I can never be an object. Lie. And us can never be a subject. So if you are saying, remember, this matter is between us, confirm. In this case now, you and me. This is correct what? Answer. It's not between you and I. English language has principles, formulas, and rules you must follow. It's not by how it sounds to your ear. You and I sound so pleasant. Between you and I. Wow. Since you cannot say it's between we, then you and I is wrong. It's wrong. Very, very wrong. If you dissect it, it's wrong. I would have ticked it if you can say it's between we. The matter is between we. Between us. between us. He dwelt among us, not he dwelt among we. And what make up the us? You and me make up us. Object for. Does it make sense? That's why I ask you, what's that? Any question? Subject, perfect. How are you? We have eaten. We have eaten. You and I have eaten. You and I have eaten. We cannot come in as the what? Subject. We have eaten. So you and I have, not you and me have eaten. That one is still also wrong. Does it make sense? Huh? Not for those that came late anyway. Does it make sense? And she missed something now. Very important thing. Mistake. Can't you see how all of you failed it? Many people make this mistake. Even those that, don't worry, you see grammar, you see English language in a new dimension. After this class, if you stand up to speak, you don't just speak anyhow. Not boasting, I correct even those that are studied English as their own, as what they studied in school. It's not all about that. It's all about knowing what it is, knowing the rules, guiding it. Now let's continue. Now, this one is what? The head of state in his New Year broadcast to the nation. Of course, you know why B is not correct. It's not correct, right? Among is for when you have more than what? 2, right? Good. Among is also wrong. Between, but the issue is here is what? Are we together? Now, let what you say is, the head of state in his New Year broadcast to the nation emphasized the need for Nigerians to regard Dash as members of the same family. Oh yeah. Option A says themselves. B, one another. C, each other. D, yourselves. Oh yeah. Michael, what's the answer? B is what? One another. Do you agree with him? What's the own answer? C, each other. Izu, do you agree with any of them? Who do you agree with? Huh? Is that what? Yourselves. Huh? Is that what he said? Thank you. Chibuzo. Say your own now before you say you said it. Say your own no. Oh yeah. Let's hear you. Say it. Let's hear you out. Huh? One another. Chibuzo say one another. Oh. Chibuzo said see one another. Those you know. Chibuzo kana firu ya. One another. The head of state in his New Year broadcast to the nation emphasized the need for Nigerians to regard Dash as members of the same family. Kamsi. B, one another. Chinwe. A, themselves. Okay. Anyway, we'll still treat this as a topic. Remember, the next topic we will treat is what? Pronouns. With this thing, all these things here talk about pronouns. So if you know pronouns well, you can answer these questions, okay, without doing tombom. I just want to use it to prepare our mind towards that. So, why did you say who? Michael, tell us. You chose what? Tell us why you chose B. Maybe I want to hear you out. Why did you choose B? Tell us. Huh? About what? Okay, let's not waste our time. Listen carefully. In pronoun, we have different types of pronouns. This pronoun here, there's one funny pronoun, type of pronoun that people usually make a mistake, commit some grammatical errors when handling. There's a pronoun we call relative pronoun. There's one we call a reflexive pronoun. We discuss it anyway. Relative pronoun talks about the interrelationship between people loving each other. I love you, you love me back. But reflexive talks about yourself, you say fish, you, myself, themselves, ourselves. So if you say the head of state in his new yam, in his new yam, it seems I want to eat yam. The head of state in his New Year broadcast to the nation emphasized the need for Nigerians to regard, if you say themselves, as members of what? Of the same family. We are talking about yourself. You, me, me. Is not the correct pronouns to use there. Onwem is what? Reflexive what? Pronoun. But relative pronoun is correct pronoun to use there. And relative pronoun, there are two relative pronouns there. In English language, there are two relative pronouns in English language. One another and what? Each other. One another and what? Each other. Now, use one another when you have more than two individuals are involved in that relationship. You use one another. You use each other even if it's only two individuals, two people. Am I communicating? So here now, the option here is option B, which is what? One another. Are we together? There is one. Let me not no need. Let me not go into what doesn't concern me. There are a lot of things you see on the billboard. You just laugh. If you know grammar very well, you just be laughing. But you don't to blame them. You don't to blame them. Okay. There's one popular name. I don't want to talk about it, please. Let's continue, please. So the answer is what? One another. You don't say, if, let's assume now, you're talking about husband and wife, and you want to bring to a notice the type of love between the husband and wife. If you say the husband and wife love one another, the husband and wife love themselves. The husband and wife love each other. Which one is correct? Themselves. If you say themselves, you know what you're saying. Good. You say they hate each other. They are selfish. The husband is loving himself. The wife is loving herself. They are kata in the family. Two of us. It's only when the husband forgets about himself and love the wife. Then the wife do what? Forget about herself and love the what? Husband. That's when there will be peace in the family. But if they love themselves, there will be trouble. So you can politely say, instead of saying that this husband and wife they hate each other, you can politely say, they love themselves, and you go your way. You see, there's no more talking about. Am I complicating? That's the meaning. Because themselves is what? Reflexive. But each other is relative. They relate. Relative. They love each other. I love her. She loves me. That's the correct, if you want to actually talk about love between two of them. But if you want to, either you don't even know the right word, the right pronoun to use, or that you know what you are saying, but you just want to say it in a polite way. So, Igbos, do Igbos love themselves, or do they love one another? Igbo love themselves. So should Igbos love themselves, or should they love one another? They should not love themselves. That doesn't mean that as a human being, that doesn't mean you should hate yourself. But if you are saying that, if what you want to portray is that the Igbos they take care of one another, you shouldn't use what? Themselves. Because if you use themselves, you are politely saying that they love themselves and forget. But the fact remains, the truth remains that if you, in a group of people, if you are in a group or a team and you love yourself, there are problem. Two of us, you have what? Problem. Because your focus will be what? On yourself. The focus will be what? On yourself. Even if your neighbor is dying, so far it doesn't affect you. You'll be going your way. Unless you notice that it will affect you. That's when you come and start helping the person. That is not love. Two of us. Alright, so now let's continue. So the answer here is what? One another. Here is what? Number 3. Jane and Jarawa love Dash very much. Jane and Jarawa love Dash very much. Ask themselves. Which one? It's themselves. All right, the answer is what? Each other. Thank you. Number 4. The wicked boy threw a stone at the bird, smashing Dash 2 legs. This is another area where people have issues. This one talks about possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun. A is what? It. So if you want to indicate possession, there should be no apostrophe, right? ITS, no apostrophe. All right. So this is possessive pronoun. So the answer is what? This IT apostrophe S talks about what? Is a short form of what? It is, right? Good. So the answer is what? A. Number 5. Dash being no official reaction to your request yet. What's the answer? A. Let's see. There, T-H-E-R-E. And this one, T-H-E-I-R, are not the same thing. T-H-E-I-R talks about possessive. It's a possessive pronoun. Possessive is what? Possessive. Theirs is possessive. T-H-E-I-R is what? Possessive. Are we together? Is what? Possessive. But this one is not possessive. This one is demonstrative. Am I communicating? It's demonstrative in nature. Now, but if you put this apostrophe before S here, it's just a short form of there is. Apostrophe here now is a short form of what? There is. Okay? So, the good or there has. I like that. It can also be short form of there has. Good. But in this case now is what? There has been. No. Are we together now? In this context now is what? There has been no official reaction. Now, but this one is what? Wrong. There's nothing like that in English language. I'm coming. This one, there's nothing like this in what? English language. Now, there's also nothing like this in English language. Okay? They're not like theirs as in possessive form and you put S before apostrophe. Because theirs itself is already plural. True of us, their own, their house is already what? Plural. Are we together? So if you want to, instead of saying this is their house, you can say this house is what? Theirs. Between this and this, which one do you think should be the right one? This one. This one. Theirs. Theirs. That you want to say that this house belongs to these people. This house is theirs. You say, hey, are you here at all? Where do you go to? Tell me. But when I was explaining this one, don't worry, we'll see treat this as topic, and I'm just preparing your mind, okay? So the answer to this question is what? I'm just analyzing the options. No, I'm analyzing the option. I'm telling you where you can use this. That these two things they don't exist in English language. They are just use what? D. No, I said this one you can use even if you are talking about possessive. If you want to, maybe a particular house belongs to some people, a group of people, you can say that this house is theirs or this is their house. Look at this here now. What's the issue? What? Wait, this guy is making sense, so it's true. Theirs. He's right. There is already a what? Possessive on his own. their house. This is their house. The house is what? Theirs. I think it's right. There should know what here is theirs. This is their house. The house is theirs. Yes, he's correct. It shouldn't be there. So even this one is his what? So this is the correct word. I'm just analyzing the options. Okay? Good. I'm happy that you are following. Yes. Now let's go back to what we have to do. Any question on this? Any question on this? No question. Please, I hope. Okay. Who got all of them? Who? How did you do that? How many? Well, score yourself now. Oh yeah, open your list and score yourself. Open your list and score yourself. Where is it? You didn't do the assignment.
If I did it here now, I just tried to then
Let me see your own. Let me see your own working. Score yourself now. Score yourself. Write it down there. Score yourself. Fast. Score yourself. 3. Yes. Score yourself. 3. The ones you failed, hope you have. You've seen why you failed. Let me see. Score yourself now. You came to lesson without pen. You thought. Okay, how many did you got right? 4. Which one did you fail? The first one, you and I. Nice. Let me see your own. 5 and 5. Open your let me see. You're always changing his lately. Connection. You failed how many? 4. 3. You failed 3. Okay. So please take the corrections. Now let's go to what we have today. Which man? Have you seen? Is it possible?
yes.
You learned how to say directly. Which one?
This one.
Division.
3 to 1 divided by.
What of this one?
But I don't shake that one. So that one is.
Keep it in our next math class. In our next math review class. Remind us, okay? All right. Thank you. See you tomorrow.